Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm currently testing out the Evoker class in the event dungeon Alderman on retail. And oh my god, I am having so much fun. So this is just past the second boss. We've not done much at the moment. I'll be honest, I didn't want to record straight away just in case. Well, one, it was either horrible and I didn't enjoy it, or quite frankly, I was really bad at it and yeah. I didn't want to show myself up, but oh my god, it is so much fun. The damage is absurd. Obviously, this is pre-patch, so everything needs to be taken just with a grain of salt. But oh my god, it is so much fun. I actually may die here, but yeah. So obviously, it's no secret. I really enjoy Shami. I enjoy the playstyle. I enjoy just the aesthetic of the class. I enjoy a lot about what Shami brings. And my experience so far with Devastation Evoker is it's very similar. Um, it has these massive, big sort of spells. I mean, the fire breath that literally just devastates a group is kind of feeling to me like old school Ellie Shami, where you would drop an earthquake and things actually felt it, or a chain lightning, or you hit very hard. It's big, meaningful hits as opposed to kind of now where you get so much generation that you're kind of just spamming out earthquakes, but none of them feel like they do anything. But my love, this class, honestly, I've literally started playing it today. I've done the starting campaign. Like I said, literally leveled it, jumped straight into a dungeon, and this is my. I did one as preservation. Didn't record it, and this is me now trying out Devastation for the first time. And obviously, again, I don't want to focus too much on the numbers just because, yeah, it's pre-patch. Everyone's a little bit balked. Don't get me wrong, my gear is not fantastic in the slightest, but just I'm focusing more on the general playstyle of the class. And the only thing I've noticed so far, so I will say, in an attempt to try and be honest here, the effect from Devastate feels very lackluster. And what I mean by that is like Devastate seems to be that spell that should be your massive big essence spender. It should hit really hard, be really impactful. And it's the one spell so far that I would argue isn't. When you look at the damage, it never seems to be anywhere near the top. When you compare it to Pyre, which is literally throwing like fire bombs and into the enemy, like it just seems so much more impactful, for so much more fun. Um, just to give you an idea, by the way, look at our DPS currently compared to everyone else. It is just absurd. And again, I'm definitely not playing this class optimally. Like I literally have played it for about an hour at this point outside of the campaign. Um, but yeah, so thoroughly enjoying it. I think this is going to be a class that I do take into Dragonflight. So I've kind of been looking at a couple of classes right now as to what I particularly want to play or what roles I want to fill. And again, I played Preservation. That was very fun, and I will be doing a video on Preservation as well. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a class I'm going to be taking into it. It looks like at the moment it's going to be Demon Hunter, Shaman, and this will be the classes I play. I mean, just look at that. For when we're talking about impactful spells, right? We're talking about spells, okay, that make you feel that wow. I mean, you literally you've got your blue spells. It feels like you're Malagos firing these massive, powerful spells out. You've got the fire ones, which again, you kind of Alex are going that route, lots of fire and destruction. Honestly, it's so cool. The class concept, I was really worried about it. I hadn't played it, I hadn't tested it. I had Dragonflight beta, I didn't even install it. I was really, really concerned that it was going to feel cheesy. And in credit to Blizzards, the last time I had that sort of feeling was Mop, truthfully. And they did really well with monks. It didn't feel cheesy. It felt like it fit. It made sense. This is kind of doing the same. I mean, dragons have always been a part of MMO history, but I think this is the best way they could have done it. Ultimately, unfortunately, when you're comparing a warrior to a dragon, I mean, the power scaling there is absurd. You already have classes like druids that can literally summon moons out of the sky, compared to a rogue that is quite good with some daggers. So getting that feeling accurate is quite a challenge, but I think they've really nailed it. I'm really enjoying the class and the spec at the moment, and yeah, so let's get a little bit of burst going on here. Get my fire breath out again. Very similar to the chamois. I think this is why I've kind of enjoyed this so much. We've got hover, which is very similar to Spirit Walker's Grace. Lots of mobility there. Gets to be able to keep our DPS going in a sort of situation where we otherwise wouldn't. Let's get the fire breath out, and yeah, top DPS again. Again, I don't know what these other guys gear like. I haven't even looked. Um, and the truth is, it doesn't matter. In a week's time, all of this will be different, and it won't matter. Everyone will be starting on an even playing field, and that's the best part of a new expansion, right? Is everyone's starting at that same place. Like, yes, you can go in with more gear, but it's not going to help you at the max level. And I mean, just look at our damage; it is quite absurd. And that fire breath feels so good. And what I will say is playing preservation before as well, which is the healing spec. Um, that feels really impactful on that as well. The damage rotation on preservation doesn't feel awkward. I've always said that like druids trying to form switch, don't get me wrong, it's thematic, but it always felt a little bit awkward. It felt a little bit wrong to try and jump in and out of cat, in and out of boomy, in and out of whatever really. I don't know. For me, it just always felt a little bit awkward. Obviously, Disc Priest was natural. Holy Paladin, it was natural. Um, Ellie Chamois, sorry, Resto Chamois again was a bit weird. You were casting spells that were elemental spells, but yeah, I think this has done it well again. We were already seeing that this is likely to be somewhat in the meta just because of the amount of damage it does as a healer. So it's likely to be the spec that I play at the moment. But yeah, I mean, just such a great class. So I'm interested to see what other people are going to be playing. If you are going to be playing retail, absolutely, please let us know what class are you going to be playing. What made you come to that decision? What was the final decision that went, I'm going to play whatever class really. My goals for Dragonflight are going to be very PvP focused. I think I don't intend on joining a guild. My focus really is going to be trying to do the content without time constrictions, without I don't know, needing to log in and be there from 7 till 10 in a guild environment. I can just pug it, or like I said, Mythic Plus, raids, dungeons, PvP. I want to be able to do it on my schedule and see if that's possible. This looks like it could hurt. I do want to get the rest of my burst off though. It fell off a little bit, but hey. But yeah, so again, what's your focuses for Dragonflight? Are you trying to go really hard? Are you just trying to enjoy the game? It seems to be the first expansion where Blizzard have really actually taken what people have said into account. Easier leveling. I mean, the leveling experience right now is fantastic. Um, I don't mind putting 5 6 hours into a class to get it to max level. I mean, they've kind of screwed themselves over because very few people will be buying boosts, I imagine. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it just seems like a really healthy state for the game. And I don't want to jinx it. Ultimately, we've had some bad expansions in a row right now. We are kind of due for a good one. I know that's not how it works, but yeah, really, it took me a little while to come round to wanting to play Dragonflight. Um, I've been on it a couple of times. I did some streams with Scott and Mincy, and again, we played for it for a couple of hours, and actually, all of us said, "Look, I'm just not interested." Um, I have to say this class has helped. I've played it and I've gone, no, actually, I can see myself playing this. I can see myself maining this, which is again, I've pretty much played the same two or three casters over and over again. I've either played a Warlock, a Boomy, or an Ellie Shami for however many tiers. Every tier I tried to raid in, really. So to be considering anything else is good. It's different, and that's what we want. Let's try and get some big damage off here. That was pretty nice. So yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm thoroughly loving the spec. It's probably going to be the first class I level in Dragonflight. And again, I'm not even sure if I'm going to be healing or DPSing on this in PvP. I mean, both specs seem really interesting to do that on. Um, and solo shuffle, oh my god, is incredible. Like, it's exactly what the game's been screaming out for. Obviously, we're in a dead period right now where everyone's just kind of waiting for Dragonflight. But I've been playing a load on my chamois, hit around the 2k rating mark, and it's just been awesome. It's just been so fun to do. And yeah, so there's lots to look forward to. And again, this doesn't replace Classic for me. For me, these are two different games. I mean, you can't even compare them really. The difference between them is just night and day. I mean, I play Classic because of the old raids, of the simplicity of the classes, of the people that I'm playing with, and that's all great. And I absolutely want that to continue. But I'm not again, this is new, and that's why I'm playing this is because it's new, it's different, it's a new experience, and yeah, I mean, for me, you pay a subscription and get both games. Why wouldn't you want to play both? Why wouldn't you get the most out of your money there? And yeah, so I look forward to playing both and trying to produce content on both. Again, if there's things that people want to see, please let me know, and I'm sure I can do videos and stuff like that on them. But yeah, I mean, like I said, there will be a preservation of Evoker video coming out in the next day or so as well. We're going to do one kind of again first reactions. I've done a little bit more on the preservation of Evoker in that I've done one more dungeon just before I came into this one. But hey, I mean, I'll do a video on that, and then again, come Dragonflight next week, there should be loads of content coming out, and then we have Older Wars shortly after to look forward to on Classic. So yeah, guys, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are looking forward to Dragonflight if you plan on playing it, and yeah, thank you for watching. Catch you later. Bye, guys.